All right, well, The Conjuring Last Rites. This is supposed to be the last one for the Warren couple. We'll see. It's supposed to be the end, but we don't know, right? At least for this part of the series, they say, and it actually felt like, honestly, this movie did feel like it, was the way it ended, though. I mean, they definitely put a bow on this one, and let you know that this is supposedly the last one. But honestly, though, they could go to I'm guessing if they were to go back to The Conjuring, specifically The Conjuring in this series, they'd probably do a lot of prequels and whatnot. So I think we'd have new actors in this one and the younger ones and whatnot. But anyhow, though, that's a story for another day, though. But in this one, this final movie, I'll say I liked parts of the movie, but not as a whole one, though. And this story is supposed to be about the actual Warrens themselves for the most part. And at least they sell this movie as their most difficult job to date that forever changed the dynamics in their lives. Now, when you hear this, dude, you're thinking, well, goddamn, so shit's about to go down, right? I mean, somebody must have died. Someone's got to go, right? Slow your roll. Slow your roll, dude. Now, I will say the movie is more focused on the Warrens for sure, as they show how, because they have their daughter when she was born, whatnot. She was actually stillborn for about, I think, a minute or something like that. But she's come back to life, and after a minute, whatnot. And while growing up, she had the same powers as her mom, and started seeing the dead and whatnot. And her mom taught her how to control it and all this whatnot, But the difference in the daughter is that there was a demon or entity following her for her entire life, which plays into the story actually. And at the same time, you have this other family, though, who gets messed with. I'm talking about messed with by these entities and needs the Warrens' help as usual. You know the story. It's the same shit, right? Now, I'll tell you, since this movie has been out for a while, nobody in the Warrens family actually dies, okay? Nobody. No, the daughter, not the mom, not the dad, nobody, okay? So I don't know why they're trying to sell us as this, this bullshit about someone, this being some really bad shit that happens to them. Nothing happens, dude. Bullshit. There's someone who dies, but not one of them. Anyways, though, the demon mess with the family that they're helping has parallels to their daughter's issues, because the demon the demon's the same one that's been waiting to fuck with the daughter after all these years. Because the daughter now is I believe in her 20s or whatever, and they finally get her hands on her once again. And I forgot, yeah, her name is Judy Warren, okay? So, and also Judy has a boyfriend who knows that she has these issues, right? That she can see the dead and all this crap, dude. And homie's just cool, all right, whatever. I love her and I'm here for you. And the excuse they gave us, dude, and the reason why he's cool with it is bullshit. But it is what it is, though. That's the Warren family for you. Now we got the boyfriend. But anyhow, though, now I know this whole series has been steeped on real events and whatnot, But goddamn, dude, they went all the way in this movie, man. I mean, I guess since this was the final chapter supposedly, they pulled all the stops. I mean, Annabelle makes an entrance, dude, which actually kind of made no sense. It looks like they did it just to try and do some scary shit, dude, as opposed to it actually making sense in the story, though. There's cameos galore throughout the movie, though, galore. And I'm talking about directors, actors from past films, all sorts of shit, producers, everything. All right. But the most egregious shit to me was the hokiness of some of the supernatural shit that happened, right? Now, I'm a spoiler on this one, okay? Doesn't spoil the movie, though, if you're going to watch it, but still, though, I got to explain this because I was like, what is happening? But there's a scene where this mirror is just, literally spinning in the air like some shit from Hellraiser, dude. It made no sense. Now, I know this shit didn't happen in real life, dude. If it did, bullshit. Now, I don't ever see anything like this in the other past movies, though. I mean, they just took shit to another level in this one, dude. I mean, but overall, the sad part about it, dude, this movie's lackluster, dude, and a lackluster way to go out. I mean, and let's be real, the numbers don't lie. Now, look, this movie did kick ass on opening weekend. I mean, you cannot take that away. But damn, dude, this bitch dropped drastically the following week, though. I mean, it nearly dropped 70%. God damn. Word of mouth has killed this and proved that it ain't as good as the numbers show. Now, look, I'm not going to lie. It still made a shit ton of money. You can't take anything away from that, though. But it had no staying power because it ain't that good. And if you've seen this, you already know what I'm talking about. You already know what I mean. I mean, this could also mean that the majority of people who actually love this series may have already, came in droves the first weekend, the opening weekend, right? But regardless, though, it'll still go down as a high-grossing-ass movie, though. So, I mean, they're going to get that. So, it is what it is, right? But honestly, you won't miss much if you don't see this, though. And honestly, The entire Conjuring universe, dude, is full of lackluster movies, though. Before I get into that, though, real quick, I gotta say something about this, The Last Rites. So one more thing. Another thing that, dude, they totally stole. There was a scene that's almost shot for shot, dude, that they stole from the Poltergeist. You seen the Poltergeist, you know exactly what I mean, except for a little less of the supernatural stuff, though. But there's a shot of like the family that was being fucked with, though, right? They're outside of the house and they're looking in, you know, they're outside the house and looking, dude, and all this crazy shit's going on. It's the same exact shot, dude, from the Poltergeist. It was just fine, whatever, but I'm just saying. Anyways, though, so back to the lackluster, you know, universe of Conjuring, dude. Annabelle, The Nun, blah blah blah, all these fucking movies, right? But honestly, though, I'm gonna be real with you. They were all made for casual horror fans, I think, or just casual fans who kind of want to dip their toe in horror. Because I've never heard of a true horror fan say that, like any of these movies were their all-time favorite or something. I mean, there's really nothing memorable, though. I mean, Annabelle never moved. You know, there was a fucking demon inside it that, you know, the bitch never moved. She just sat there. Chucky did all sorts of shit. Homie turned into a fucking comedian at some point. Not saying she should have done that, though, but think about how scary that shit would have been to see Annabelle actually move, dude. Never happened, though. The Nun never really scared me, dude. I mean, some decent visuals, but overall, I will say this, though. The first Conjuring is awesome, dude. Really, really good, dude. But after that, it just kind of became watered down and just a shell of itself, though. But, yeah, other than that, though, nope. Just a bunch of loud-ass jump scares that really went nowhere. And honestly, though, most of the jump scares that you see in the trailers is what you see in the movie, though. So you're not missing anything when you watch the movie. All the pop-pop-tot-tot, the loud noises is what you get you, though. But the actual scares don't do shit and doesn't go anywhere. But regardless, so, I mean, all this shit was just marketed, you know, to pull casuals who forgot about it afterwards, but will always return for the next one, though. Overly processed scary movies is what I call them, dude. But anyways, though, it's all right, though. You know, it's something for everyone, right? You know, it is what it is. You know, we all know what we like, so we like what we like. It's all good. But anyhow, though, shit, dude. Though I doubt this is, dude, I truly hope that this is the end, though, for this franchise, though, and we could just move on to some true nastiness, though, man. But I don't know, man. I'm not sure. But I'll say this, though. If you want to get the taste out of your mouth from watching this movie, go check out a movie from 2012 called Sinister. Oh, man. It's about a controversial true crime writer finds a box of Super 8 home movies in his new home, revealing that the murder case he is currently researching could be the work of an unknown serial killer whose legacy dates back from the 1960s. Now, this dude is truly a terrifying and very creative one, dude. From the music, dude, they had in the movie, dude, to the scene setups. Oh, man, dude. This movie will fuck your day up in all the best ways. But, yeah, it's available on YouTube, though. I implore you to check that out, though. But anyhow, though, that's all for the day. Stay nasty, my friends, and I will see you at the next one. Shay Nasty out.
I'll see you soon.
Like and subscribe.